All right, bruh fans, we're talking Season 2, Episode 9, an eye for an eye. Or in this case, a jaw for a jaw. So, this episode, I felt kind of fell in the middle for me, in terms of the different factors I usually rank an episode on. So I'd say this episode kind of falls right in the middle. So I'm confident about giving it a 5 out of 10. It wasn't like, oh my god, this is great, or it wasn't, this was terrible. No, I thought it fell right in the middle. It had its funny moments as always, and it wouldn't surprise me if some of my favorite moments were improvised by the actors. I'll talk about that more as I get into the video itself. But yeah, just thinking about it, this is my last review of the week. I've already done my House of Pain, Assisted Living, Have Not, Sisters, and Bro reviews. So I don't really know how I would rank them this week. Haves and Have Nots would definitely be number 5 at the bottom. House of Pain and Assisted Living were both solid episodes. Sisters was kind of like Bruh, where it kind of felt in the middle. So I'd say Bruh would probably be either number 3 or number 4 in terms of my ranking for the week. But I don't know if this was the mid-season finale. Like I mentioned in my previous video, season 2 has 19 episodes, so either episode 9 or 10 would be the cutoff point. If this was the mid-season finale, I think the cliffhanger was pretty decent in terms of, I wonder what's going to happen next, even though it looked like Regina would crack Mike upside the head with the wine bottle. But if that was the cliffhanger that we were left on, I would not mind. But they could also say, hey, we're going to run this one more episode. That way next week, when we have the mid-season for House of Pain and Assisted Living, we would also have the mid-season for Bruh. So again, I don't know. I feel like just like Ruthless, we won't know until next Thursday, and we'll be like, wait, where's the new episode? So just to put that out there. But before getting into the review, make sure you take a moment to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. We got some big milestones coming up. Number 1, we are like a couple hundred people away from 180,000 subscribers. I'm only 5 videos away from 5,000 uploads on the channel. That's a big deal. And yesterday we hit less than 500,000 views away from 37 million subscribers. So as always, thanks for the support. And let's get into it. I know you're sick of me doing, just a breakdown. But, this episode, I don't know how long this review is going to be. But, so John rushes into the sandwich shop because of the fact that, he's scared to death of little man Mike coming to kick his ass. But he's so nervous and he locks the door that his first customer is turned away. And it's like, well, John, it's like your purpose was to come down there and open up the shop. I'm curious what the conversation would have been like if John told his mom about the fact, hey, Mike going to come down there and kick my ass. Can you open the shop for me, even though you said you didn't want to go up there early? I think Alice would have said, boy, get your ass down there and open up the shop because we got to make this money. Take that punch like a man and then make those sandwiches. That's it. That's what you need to do. So out of nowhere, Mike pops up and, oh yeah, he's dressed. I was a bit shocked that he was dressed differently than he was in the last episode, because in the last episode, he had fallen asleep drunk, woke up, put his shoes on, and was ready to go down there to kick John's ass. So I was under the impression that he was going to wear that, kick some ass, then get changed to go to work. But no, he actually changed outfits. He had a Salmon suit on. He came down there like a pimp, ready to slap his hoe because she wasn't acting right. So he slams on the door. John's like, hey, you better stop slamming on this door. If you break this door, I'm going to kick your ass. That's what's going to happen. No, you're going to kick my ass. No, my jaw hurts. I'm going to kick your ass. That's what's going to happen. And they kind of had this back and forth about it. And basically Mike act like he's all calm and chill. And then John sees right through that, saying, look, if I open this door, we ain't going to talk. You're going to fight me. So let's just talk calmly through this glass door. And all I could think about the entire time was like you got Mike who's short, but then you got John who's a darker complexion and is literally acting like Kevin Hart from that classic scene from I'm a Grown Little Man.
Nobody right knee. It was early. Woke up, went back to sleep, took a nap. You ever go night-night, nigga? You ever go night-night, nigga? Everybody go night-night, nigga.
Even though technically it was more so Mike who was acting like Kevin, but then again, John was definitely having that Kevin, you want to go night-night, nigga? Everybody go night-night. But I feel like, you know, Mike had that energy in regards to, no. You know what? You made me go night-night. You about to go night-night. So then he walks off like, yeah, okay, I'll see you. Basically mean, come out here. I'm going to get your ass. So, theme song. Dun, seriously, I would put it up here, but copyrighted, so I'm not doing it. But, any case, you know, John, before Mike went off, was like just saying, hey, I did it out of love. Oh, yeah, well, in love, I'm going to get your ass back. So then Alice shows up. And John goes to lock the door, and I was like, well, man, you better not lock that damn door. We need the customers, man. If Alice only knew that there was a customer that John turned away. Which brings up the question of, what was the time difference between John getting there to open up the shop and Alice not wanting to get up early to open up the shop? Like, I was under the impression, like, yeah, John would, you know, do like the breakfast. And I use the word rush loosely because it was established how they don't have a lot of customers. So I figured that John would go down there, probably hold down the fort for the first couple hours, and then Alice came. So it's like, but then again, if you try to argue with your mom about time, it's not going to end well. So John probably made the right move. It's like, well, Ma, it's like, I'm 30 minutes behind you, so why don't you open up the shop? And then, yeah, that wouldn't have ended well. So let me just say this much. I can tell Philip okay. Episode 3 when Pam just bust out of nowhere, I still have my key, and it's like she just scurried into the scene. I don't know what's funnier now, either that or the way that Mike I don't know, he just rushed into the scene like the way he opened that door, just rushed in there, got your ass now. Ah! So I'm thinking to myself, John, you had like so many opportunities to close that damn door. It's like, you know, you were just sitting there. It's like, look, you should have just locked the door. But then again, it's like, okay, do I either take this ass whooping from Mike or do I take this ass whooping from my mama? Decisions. So while he's just standing there, Mike swoops in and I'm like, John, you kind of did that to yourself. You had plenty of opportunities. Hell, you could have just went into the bathroom or the office in the back and locked yourself in there. I mean, I don't really know what else to tell you. You did it to yourself. So, in any case, okay, let me stop. The way John screamed when Mike ran in, because then he tried to hide behind Miss Alice. So, Alice wants to know what the hell is going on. And I mean, honestly, I would too. So, apparently, Mike is not only pissed about the punch and the knockout, but Lydia posted the knockout online, which begs a lot of questions. So the only way I think this could have happened is, given the fact that she works at the bar, she probably got it off the security footage. So that's the only way that makes sense. And Mike is like, yo, I'm going to sue if you don't take this down ASAP. Yeah, I got you. So to be completely honest, I mean, Mike was so calm at that moment. I was like, okay, so yeah, if he takes the fight down and he apologizes, then they should be good. No, I got to hit you back. It's like, for a lawyer, acting really playgroundish. Hey, you hit me, now I got to hit you, and then we'll be even. And instead of getting any sort of backup, Alice wants to look this up. And I knew it the moment I posted that clip a few days ago from a Swoozy video. I was like, how Alice going to be when Mike shows up to fight John.
Junk is about to get raw.
So I mean, from there he takes off the jacket, takes off the ring. He's ready to punch. And to be completely honest, I mean, the punch itself, it didn't. Well, I mean, I've never been in a fight personally, so I'm not going to sit up here and act like, man, John, you shouldn't have been able to. You should have been able to take it better than that. But it's like, I mean, given the comedic aspect of the John character and of this series, it's like, you know, John should have been he should have just taken the punch. So on the one hand, here's how the punch I thought would have gone. But this is how John acted when he actually got hit.
Time for the greeting, kid.
So he's knocked out, and to be completely honest, I feel like John did more property damage to his own restaurant than Mike did to the side of his face. So he's knocked out, and Alice goes ahead and gets some smelling salt to wake him up. And there's one thing I kind of noticed about this. Notice how when, she brings out the smelling salts and talks about why she, keeps the salts because she likes getting choked and all during sex, how Mike was like, get on, Miss Alice. That was kind of like a running theme of the episode where everybody was kind of, bonding with Miss Alice, but ain't nobody give a damn about John. So, in any case, he wakes up, he's ready to go at it again, but, he's bitching about his sore jaw, and, that's pretty much it. He just leaves. He takes his jacket, he takes his ring, and he walks on out. And I mean, I think that at one point, John got pissed off. It's like, get your little short ass fashion model self back here. I think what made that funny was because, Mike had his jacket kind of like, a male model, holding it with a couple fingers over his shoulder. It's like, what you gonna do? Okay, fine. That's it. Get my ring. Get the hell out of here. Damn sandwich shop. And then Alice is pissed off at John because it's like, well, you just let him hit you. To be fair, yeah, you probably could have blocked that one. It's kind of like, when Chris Tucker got kicked in Rush Hour. And no, I'm not going to do a cutaway here because that's too much editing. I might just like edit it in here and talk over it. But it's like, you didn't see the kick coming. But in this case, Mike told you what he was going to do. I got to give Mike props, though. He took the ring off. So it's like, he didn't want to leave a bruise. So it's like, hey, I'll punch you once. And like I said at the end of the couple episodes ago, after John punched Mike, I'm like, was the punch really necessary? I mean, there would have been a difference if, let's say, Mike, outside of calling Lydia out of her name, was trying to go at her the same way he was trying to go at Pam in Tom's apartment until the guys held him back. So I feel like, John probably shouldn't have punched him. But then again, hey, they are apparently even now, so they can move on. So we go over to the yoga class again. Bill's getting his blue mat, and I'm aware that certain events occur at the very same time. But then again, the last time we left Bill was him going over to the mats to get the blue one. And then there are a couple of other scenes prior to this episode. So I'm like, did he spend 30 minutes trying to get the blue mat because of the time difference of Tom giving John a ride to the sandwich shop and this and that? But you know what? Lydia did say there would be like 20 to 30 minutes before class even started, so Bill got there early. So I'll just assume that he stepped out for a glass, a drink of water or something. I don't know. But when Bill thinks he's going to get one-on-one time with the instructor, Pam and Regina show up, and it's the mean girl trifecta. They just go in on Bill. Oh man, they just start grilling Bill like he was a hot dog or a hamburger on the 4th of July Day grill. It was just, he had no chance in hell. I mean, I'm just trying to get my chocolate together. Chakras, not chocolate. Bill, you don't know anything about yoga. Since when are you doing it? To be completely honest, not to say I was on Bill's side, because truthfully, you shouldn't have been there after the night you had. But considering what Regina did to you last night and the way she left you in that position, I'd probably need to get my chakras aligned as well. So yeah, I would have been at yoga for the right reasons, not necessarily trying to hit on the instructor. But apparently what really had me going the most was the fact that Pam was like, what, just because we're in yoga class don't mean I won't fight you, Bill. And I'm like, dear Lord, Pam and Mike are made for each other, because they both woke up the next day ready to kick some ass. I don't know if it was because of the fact they didn't get some, because Bill calls them out. It's like, what do you give me a hard time for after the stunt you two pulled last night? We were both horny, Bill. I'm like, damn. Man, it's like the games people play. But then wait, is that a TV show? Somebody told me to look at that. But they give him a hard time. It's like, what, Bill, come on, you play all the games. You play Monopoly, you play Yahoo, you play Scrabble, you play Candyland, you play this, you play this. They didn't say that, but in my mind, that's what they were saying. Because it's like, you want to feel bad for Bill, but at the same time, it's like, well, Bill, you're kind of a dog. Woof. So, after that, Bill got the, I don't know why he said this, but he asked Regina if they go talk alone somewhere. But no, I mean, why would you do this? So all of a sudden, you know, Bill's like, okay, fine, where do you want me to stand? It's like, well, you're not standing behind us. Huh? You're not going to objectify us. You're not going to be looking at us. And I love how, look, I ain't even trying to look at you, pop off Pam. Oh, pop off Pam. How original. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, boo-boo. Do you, boo-boo? So Natalie's like, no, you're going to be at the front and center. Yeah, front and center. Yeah, so we can objectify you. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's like, Bill's like, you know what? I ain't even got to deal with this. Regina, where my key? I need my key back. I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. That way she don't just stroll on in your apartment in the middle of the night angry again. And this time she'll probably want to shoot you as opposed to having sex with you. But I left it on the dresser. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, so I guess it's officially canon because Pam threw the key at Mike's head and Regina left the key on Bill's dresser off screen. So neither of these ladies should be able to stroll on into these people's offshore apartments unless they leave the door unlocked. And I will remember that fact. Just saying. So Bill leaves pissed off. And I think the funniest part is when Bill tries to leave, because at this point, Pam's like, I'm done talking to you. I need to get my stretches on. I'm ready to get this class started. Notice how when Pam is doing her stretches and Bill's leaving, he tries to like yank at her yoga mat. I'm like, if that isn't the definition of petty, and then he just walks out. And when they get the class started, all I could think about is, I think Natalie's class, especially with the student she has today, probably went a little something like this. So we go over to the hospital. You know, Tom is treating John for his sore jaw. I mean, John doesn't want the popsicle stick in his mouth. He doesn't want to even open his mouth. But he's like, hey, you could just said smile. So basically nothing appears to be broken. And Alice comes in and is like, hey, I drove him here. Oh, of course you did. Of course you did. And again, I just felt bad for John. It's like, bro, don't nobody give a damn about this dude. He can't get no love nowhere. So, Alice tells Tom, hey, you want to see the video? Mike hit him. What? Yeah. Let me pull it up. My son got knocked the F out. Wow, Alice. I mean, wow. Seriously, I feel like if nothing else, this was definitely World Star or YouTube, either one. But in any case, oh my God, I can't even with Miss Alice. It's like, again, just notice how Miss Alice and Tom, they're getting along. Oh yeah, let me check out the video. Okay, thanks for stopping by the hospital. And then Mike, you know, with the smelling salts, but John just no, he can't get no love. It's like, hey, aside from the jaw, you need to check out his with
your little toddler penis.
And they talk about it for a little bit longer than my taste would have liked. But in any case, after Tom writes the script, what script you say? Not for the episode, the prescription. See, I know doctor lingo too. No, they said in the episode if you watch it. But essentially, Tom was like, okay, jokes aside, at 7 p.m., okay, no Obama impression. There isn't enough in the episode to warrant the impression. So at 7 p.m., he all wants to meet at Mike's place. John clearly doesn't want to go for good reason. And Tom's like, we all need to talk about this. We need to get the bros back together. I'll pick you up. It's no problem. And we'll go, you know, I'll get Bill. We'll go over there and work things out. On the one hand, okay, you know what? Let me save that comment for just a second. So on the way out, you know, John's like, okay, how much is this prescription? It better be some good stuff. Do you got insurance? You know damn well I ain't got no insurance. It's $60 or $70. What? I ought to get cracked some meth. It'll make me feel better instantly, and it's cheaper than this. I gotta go. So Tom calls Bill, and another reason this episode gets a point. This is, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time we've seen Bill working. I'm not saying that he didn't have a job, obviously, but I feel like this is the first time we've seen him working on construction and architecture stuff, as opposed to, you know, demolishing Regina's relationship / engagement marriage. Yeah, I went there. But Bill doesn't want to go over to Mike's. I mean, he learns about how Mike hit John, and while I agree that Tom's idea is a good one, you got to remember that last night he tried the same thing. Bruh, let's meet up at my place. But then the mean girls showed up, pop off Pam, and raging Regina. They came in there and they just tore that shit down. So it's like, well, they don't have the keys anymore. And like I said earlier in the video, if the doors aren't locked, then they can stroll on in. But if they're locked, they're good to go. So I get it. And when you think about it from the perspective of the reason that Regina and Pam have been so good at tearing down the Bruz is the fact that they're a unified force while the Bruz are kind of scattered. Mike doesn't want to have a damn thing to do with the Bruz. Tom's trying to hold them together. Bill's just trying to stick it into anything that moves. And John, well, John doesn't have a car. So it's like, yeah, you need to get them together. But it's the Bruz are like New Edition. They need to take a break right now. It's like, you know, you need to have the BBDs. You need to have the solo acts. And then they'll come back together eventually. Speaking of which, I think they signed a deal with some music agency. I saw the article yesterday. So hopefully we'll get like a tour or an album. Pretty much all the stuff we should have got after the 3-part biopic. So, in any case, I think it's too soon. Even though I would like to see them come back together. It's just like, yeah. So, we go over to the final scene of the episode. And we get what was going to happen the previous night. But Regina was horny. So, Regina comes over to Mike's. I'm like, what? I guess yoga class went well. And she wants to talk with Mike. Like, look, what you want me over here for? What you have to tell me about Bill? Mike's trying to be all smooth. Let me pour some wine. I ain't having no wine. No, I want to pour some wine, unwind. You need some too. No, I got an appointment. Bitch, what you got to do? What? Nothing. I love how Mike is like passively aggressive. He's just like, in a sense, Gary from Sisters, where he's trying to be smooth and sweet. But he'll say something that has you going, what the hell you just say, Negro? No, I ain't say nothing. It's like, no, I just want to get some wine. So let me tell you about Bill. He's not the right guy for you. There are plenty of other guys in Atlanta or just in the world in general that are a better fit for you. I know. Where they at? Right here. What? Yeah. I want you and me. Dude, I want to take you right now. And that's how the episode ends. Regina's face, I'm just like, okay, I get this is a cliffhanger, but I'm pretty sure this isn't going to work for a lot of reasons. Hey, if this was last night when she was horny, I could possibly see this working in order to get back at Bill. But at the same time, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, the ladies are clearly more unified and on the same page than the Bruz. So I think Regina is going to see right through what Mike is trying to sell her. And basically, she's going to tell Pam, and Pam's going to be like, okay, what? Yeah, so I don't think it's going to work. But either way, this is a pretty decent episode. Yeah, like I said, it was a pretty decent episode. And I mean, 5 out of 10, Jeremy. Why are you scoring it 5 points? We saw Bill actually working. We saw Alice and the Bruz getting along, and that was pretty cool to see. And on top of that, the show gets bonus points because we got to see 3 ladies in yoga attire. So that's 5 points right there. And I feel like that's a fair score. And if you don't agree, well, I don't know what to say for you. So, without further ado, thanks so much for tuning into the video. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Donate if you would like on PayPal or Cash App. Not mandatory, but appreciate it. And like I said, I don't know if this was the mid-season finale. We will have to wait until next week to find out, unless we get some sort of announcement over the next couple of days, and I will be sure to notify you if next week has a new episode or if we are on break. But so far, season 2 has me wondering what's going to happen next. When are these bros going to get it together? Because it's kind of interesting to see how there are less ladies than men in regards to romantic love interest, and they seem to be more of a unified group than the bros are. It's just like, you would think Mike would have more faith in John in terms of John. It's like, you took sexual allegations for me in college to save me from getting kicked out of school. So you knocking me out in the bar when I was drunk, you may have had good reason to do it. So I wish that Mike would have gave John just a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt to explain himself and why he did what he did, as opposed to, I'm going to hear you out, but I'm still going to whoop your ass. So that's all I got to say. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I'll talk to you next time.